Hi guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. So in today's pick a card reading, we are going to be getting messages and predictions for your month of January 2025. But just before we get into it, I wanted to talk about a fundraiser that we're doing and a personal reading giveaway. So if you'd like to hear about that, stick around. As some of you guys know, I have been doing personal reading giveaways to support a fundraiser for a family in Gaza. I was matched with Fares, who is a 17-year-old boy, through the mutual aid initiative Project Love Brocade. I will have them linked down below if you'd like to look more at the work that they're doing. Over the past few months, we've been able to raise over $27,000 for Fares and his family, which is amazing. Thanks to these funds, they have been able to afford daily expenses like food, medicine, hygienic products. They have also unfortunately been displaced multiple times in the past few months, and these funds have allowed them to travel to a safer place. When we first started this initiative, there was a hope that these funds could eventually help them evacuate, but the border has remained closed this whole time, and the living expenses in Gaza are so expensive that all of this money has gone towards just surviving in the day-to-day. I'm going to be giving away two 30-minute personal video readings. So there's two different ways that you can enter. Of course, you are welcome to do both, but one way is just to share the link to Fares' GoFundMe campaign on any platform that you use. And the second way to enter is to donate to the GoFundMe. I have an email address for the giveaway entries. It's kinopersonalreadings@gmail.com. So if you have either shared or donated, you can just send a screenshot as proof to that email address, and that will count as your entry. I will randomly select and announce the winners on January 10th. I've been doing these giveaways for a few months now, and I just want to say that it has been really lovely to be able to connect with you guys on a one-on-one level. Not only doing the reading, but just having that back and forth in the emails and getting to know more about your story. It feels really special, and I'm so grateful to have this loving and supportive community. The fact that you guys care about Fares and about what's going on, it really warms my heart. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for listening to that. And now let's get on to the reading. Hi guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. So in today's pick a card reading, we are going to be looking at messages and predictions for your month of January 2025. We are going to start off by taking a look at the overall main energies and main themes of your month ahead, significant events and significant changes coming your way, and then we are going to dive into specific areas of your life. So we're going to be getting predictions for your love life and relationships, your career and studies, and your spiritual and personal growth. So there are three groups to choose from today, and with each group we have a different oracle card as well as a different crystal. So, and each oracle card also has a keyword on it. So when you are choosing your group, you may be drawn to the image on the card, the keyword, or the crystal. So there's a few different factors to help you choose, but I'm going to show you each of these up close one by one, and please pick whichever one you feel drawn to the most. For my group number ones, your crystal is Celestite, and this is your oracle card. The keyword is feelings of gratitude. For my group number twos, you have red cat's eye, and this is your oracle card. The keyword is a fine prospect. And for my group number threes, you have some pink Lemurian quartz, and here is your oracle card. The keyword is the sophisticated life. Okay, so as always, take all the time you need to pick. You can pause the video if you need to. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with number one. Hi number ones, so if you guys chose the Celestite and the feelings of gratitude, this is going to be your reading all about your month of January 2025. So we are going to start off by taking a look at some oracle cards to see if we can figure out the main theme or the main events of your month of January. So the first card that we have for you says, cherish each and every step. and 33 on the camera timer as I show this card. So there is some blessing coming in for you in January, and it seems that you are really being mindful about cherishing every little moment of it, every little step of the journey that probably fits in with this feelings of gratitude message. As I sit with it, it feels like there's a little Yumi hair on the tablecloth, sorry. It feels like a blessing that has a set beginning and end to it. Also 111, as I'm saying that, 111. You know it's only going to last for a certain amount of time. So you want to make sure that you're really present during that time and you're soaking it all in. One example that's coming to my mind is the blessing in the form of a travel opportunity. You get to take a trip, you get to go visit someone, you get to go on vacation. Maybe you even get to go on exchange. And this trip has like a set period to it. So you're going into it knowing this is not going to last forever, but this is such a precious blessing. And I really want to make sure that I make the most of it. For some reason, I'm also thinking of somebody who is pregnant, because that also has, a set period to it. You know that you're going to be pregnant until around this date. It's just a temporary phase in your life. And it's like, I really want to enjoy this season of my life while it's here. I feel like that's the vibe that you're in, no matter what this is. It could even be like an internship or some work opportunity that is temporary. Interesting. What else do we have? We have the full moon. So this month there is going to be, oh, that's so interesting, because full moon, I already feel like that makes emotions particularly sensitive. And this month, the full moon is going to be in Cancer. So there's something very sentimental about this month. I feel like the blessing you're receiving is something that you have been very emotionally invested in. And when you receive it, you may actually be overcome with emotion. You may even be in tears, or even some of your loved ones may be in tears when you receive the news that this blessing is yours, because this feels like something that everybody around you, or at least the people who are close to you and know you well, they know how important this has been to you. I don't know, I just see this visual of someone's jumping up and down, they're hugging their loved ones, there's some tears, like, oh my gosh, it's happening. And the full moon can also talk about some kind of climax or culmination. So this also feels like a blessing that you've been working towards, trying many times to make it happen. And like I said, just really emotionally invested. The full moon in Cancer is going to be on the 14th. So around that date might be a significant time for you. But it does feel like throughout the month, you will likely be particularly sensitive and emotional, which in itself is kind of a neutral thing, right? Because it can be positive. If the emotions you're experiencing are positive, then having particularly heightened emotions means heightened joy, heightened gratitude. So I would even say enjoy the heightened emotions while they're here, because they're not going to last forever. For your numerology card, we have balance with the number 29. So interesting. The 29th of January could also be a significant date, and I just saw 444. And the 29th is the day of the new moon. So we have the full moon and the new moon coming up as important times. A period of 2 weeks could also be significant, because it's roughly 2 weeks between a full moon and a new moon. And the phrase on this card says, it's like, don't be afraid of swaying. So if you imagine these birds soaring in the sky and then they kind of sway in the wind, and this card is saying, don't be afraid of that swaying. So you're going through some kind of journey. This blessing is a journey. It's a process. And your advice going into it is don't be afraid of stumbling. I think this is like, don't be afraid of making mistakes. Don't be afraid of stumbling and just cherish every single step. I feel like there's advice for you here to try not to go into this blessing with the mindset of, I need to prove myself, or like, this is a test to prove I'm good enough at something, or to prove that I'm good enough for something. Don't go into it with the mindset that you have to do everything perfectly, or with the mindset that you're being evaluated, I'm hearing. It's best to go into it just with a mindset of gratitude and to already expect that you're going to make mistakes, because everybody does. I'm hearing everybody who does this doesn't do it perfectly. So if you're going into it with that expectation, you're just setting yourself up to have a bad time. And it's like, if you can just accept from the start that I'm not going to do this perfectly, I'm going to make mistakes, because that's very normal, then it's going to be a lot more enjoyable. See it for what it is, which is a gift from the universe to learn and to, this sounds kind of cheesy, but it's like to learn and to love, like to live, laugh, love, honestly. Okay, let's look at your timing card. We have Thursday. Okay, so something could happen on a Thursday in January, or like a recurring thing could be happening on Thursdays during this month. The keywords are healing energy, optimism, good luck, manifesting wealth, and success. Love that for you. So that's Jupiter energy, because Thursday is associated with Jupiter. So there's good luck, there's blessings, there's expansion happening. This is an opportunity for growth. And growth only happens by making mistakes. Because if you went on this journey and you did everything perfectly, it means you're only doing things that you already know how to do. You're only doing things that you've already mastered. There's no growth in that. So like being afraid of mistakes or trying to avoid mistakes, it's just robbing yourself of that opportunity for growth. Jupiter, it's literally growth and learning. So I think that's the mindset that you need to go into this with to have the best time possible and like the best results possible. We also have the element of fire here. Fire signs could be significant to you, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, or maybe you are a fire sign. And it's also related to your intuition and like your gut instincts. So there may also be a message for you going into this new journey to trust your gut, to go with what you feel is right. I'm also hearing don't be afraid to experiment, which that might be for some of you, but that's coming through as well. So let's take a look at our tea leaf cards to see what else you need to know about the month of January. We have Rooster, an arrogant, boastful person you should not cross. Casket, someone going out of your life or the end of a situation. Okay, those are kind of nice together, if I'm being honest. And then we have Quill, get back to the basics. So these two together very much looks like an arrogant, boastful person going out of your life. So if you've been dealing with someone like this, they're going to either be exiting your life or they are going to lose their power over you. Rooster is also making me think of gatekeeping. And I'm thinking of like my uncle he lives on huge land and he has chickens. And anytime you go near the chickens, the rooster's like, freaks out and is like, get out of here. So I don't know, something about that just made me think of gatekeeping, like you'd been trying to access an opportunity or access information or access resources and like someone didn't want you to have them, but they're losing power over you. This could also be an aspect of yourself that maybe shamed you for wanting access to certain things. And it was like, no, you need to figure out how to do it by yourself, or like, you need to figure out how to go without those things. And those feelings of shame have lost power over you. It's interesting too that there's a lot of bird and feather imagery. And now I'm thinking of Birds of a Feather by Billie Eilish, which is a beautiful song. Because like the birds here, the rooster, quill, it's like a feather. You might see feathers as a sign from your angels as well. But yeah, with Get Back to the Basics, it feels like once this kind of yucky, I don't know why I use that word, once this kind of yucky influence is out of your life, things will feel simple again. That's really how I'm interpreting this. The letters or the initials of C, R, and Q could also be significant somehow. And somebody who is born in the year of the rooster, which is 2005, 1993, 1981, and you just keep going back 12 years like that. Yeah, but this is everything I'm seeing for the overall energy. So now we're going to get into the specific areas of your life. So I have one tarot card and one oracle card each for love life and relationships, career and studies, and spiritual and personal growth. So let's start with your love life and relationships. Your tarot card is the Queen of Wands. That is amazing. Also 1212 as I'm showing this card. I think this Queen of Wands is representing you. Okay, I'm hearing you can have anybody you want, okay? The Queen of Wands is someone who is very attractive, very magnetic, and has a lot of people approaching her. I say her just because it's a queen. Of course, you don't have to be a woman. But when we see feminine presenting cards, it can also refer to a receptive energy, which I think means that in the month of January, you're not really having to pursue or chase people for relationships, for opportunities, whatever it might be. You are the one who is being pursued this month. You are the one who is attracting people. Just by existing and just by radiating your beautiful energy, you're going to receive a lot of offers that you actually want. I don't see you getting unnecessary, like excessive unwanted attention or anything like that. It's kind of like you're attracting and manifesting all of the encounters that you want. So if you were wanting to manifest a romantic relationship, this would be you receiving a lot of romantic offers from like good quality matches for you. If you are wanting to increase your relationships in terms of networking, this would be like a lot of people reaching out to you and wanting to connect with you, wanting to collaborate, wanting to invite you to events where you can meet people and like network, exchange info and things like that. The Queen of Wands is kind of that girl, if I'm being honest. She's that girl. She's in high demand. Everybody wants to be her or be with her or be associated with her. So you have this kind of popular and magnetic energy during the month of January, and you're also feeling your relationship with yourself is very good because you feel that you are being honest with yourself, you're being true to yourself, you're just living authentically, like you're not doing anything disingenuous, or you're not doing anything that feels inauthentic to attract all of this attention and offers. It's just by being you, which is such a beautiful feeling. And yeah, exactly. Your oracle card is endless opportunities. And you have spider. This could be a lucky, I want to say a lucky emblem. And I'm not even sure what emblem really means. Like a lucky symbol? I don't know. Maybe there's a logo that has a spider on it, or you're wearing accessories that have a spider motif. I don't know. It's like symbolism of a spider could be lucky for you. or something related to the number 8 or an infinity symbol. Spider, endless opportunities. Yeah, that I feel like that literally just confirms everything we talked about with the Queen of Wands. Because I think the very first thing I said with the Queen of Wands was you can have anyone you want. You can have anyone you want. You can be with anyone you want, and you can be anyone you want. This Queen of Wands is very much giving a world is your oyster kind of vibe. Also, we don't see it on this card per se, but we do often see the Queen of Wands with a black cat. So I do also want to mention that a black cat could be significant, or a cat, a feline companion in general. Also, we spoke about fire signs being significant, and Queen of Wands is related to fire signs. So that message is coming through again. Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius placements could be significant to you. Even the fact that we had Jupiter appearing here, that relates to Sagittarius. Feline relates to Leo, and the Queen of Wands specifically relates to Aries. So all fire signs I feel are coming through equally. There could be a fire sign with water placements who is significant to you somehow, but I mean, love life and relationships, it looks easy breezy, and it looks like you're glowing, and it looks like you're getting everything that you want. And that's amazing. Okay, so next we are going to look at your cards for career and studies. Oh my gosh, for your tarot card, we have the Four of Wands, which already is a card about wish fulfillment. But then as I was showing you this card, the camera timer was at 1717. 17 is the number of the star, which is also wish fulfillment. So your spiritual team really wants to drive that point home, that there is a very significant wish of yours coming true in your career journey, or in your academic journey, or like your skill development journey, creative journey, all of the above. A big wish of yours is coming true. Ooh, your oracle card is White Fly with singularity. This is about your uniqueness. This is about you being one of a kind, being like no other. It's kind of like you were custom made to live this dream. This path was custom made for you. Nobody else could do it like you, and that's why you needed to receive this blessing. So I wonder if this career blessing, for some of you, it could be the blessing we were talking about at the very start of the reading, where it's like you're really gonna cherish it and make the most of it. There is something about you specifically being chosen. This could be you being chosen by a company or by an organization, but it could also be kind of in a spiritual sense that you are the chosen one, so to speak. I know that I feel like I'm kind of saying cheesy things today, but you are the chosen one in some way. You have divinely been chosen to embark on this specific career journey or academic journey. Like, it was made for you. It was predestined, written in the stars for you, because we had that star energy coming through. White Fly kind of gives me the feeling of a black sheep, you know, in a world of white sheep, you are the black sheep, or in a world of black flies, you are the white fly. There's something about you that stands out that others could not replicate if they tried to. For some of you, you're gonna see that the very people who once picked on you for being different are now trying to emulate what makes you different. So this is just one random example, but it's like if you used to get made fun of for having freckles, and then a couple years later, those same people are drawing freckles on their face. And it's like, oh, interesting. Look at how the tables have turned now. So this could be something, you know, because this is coming up for career and studies. I mean, if you're a model, it could have to do with your appearance, but I think for many of you, this will have to do with maybe the way you creatively express yourself, your workflow, your approach to work, your beliefs in the field, your philosophy towards the field. People used to maybe tell you it was weird, and now everybody's trying to copy it. And honestly, like, that's flattering, okay? Like, it's flattering. You're trying to be like me, but you can't. And that's okay. Yeah, so you are being celebrated. The Four of Wands has that kind of celebratory energy as well. It has Aries energy again. So there's really something about embracing your individuality, embracing your uniqueness. Both of my ears are ringing right now. That might also be a sign from your angels. Feathers was a sign coming through, ears ringing as well. Flies could also be, like if there's a little fly buzzing around in your house or a little spider in your house, that could also be a sign from your angels. Can you hear that? The voice talking outside? I don't know what that was. But yeah, yeah, big wishes coming true for sure. This can talk about home life and domestic life. So for some of you, this could be a confirmation about working from home, if that's something that you want to do. And I also just saw 2222. So maybe some of you are working at home and then you can spend more time with your loved ones, or you're working remotely with a partner, something like that. I do think that's just for some of you though. So finally, we are going to see your energy for spiritual and personal growth. Your tarot card is the Two of Swords. Your oracle card is Bull, consistent perseverance. Okay, Taurus energy could be significant. Two of Swords is a Libra moon. These are both, like Taurus and Libra are both Venusian. There's something about you proving people wrong and realizing that your will is the most powerful thing over anything else. If you set your mind to something, you're going to make it happen. And it actually doesn't really matter whether or not someone else believes in you or whether or not someone else thinks it's possible. You're kind of becoming stubborn in a very good way. You're becoming very strong-willed. So a catalyst to your spiritual and personal growth in the month of January seems to be that in some way, whether that's like you got advice from a person in your life, you got advice from even a professional, or you heard in a reading, like, I don't think you're going to be able to do XYZ, or it's probably not a good idea to do XYZ. It's like you got some message like that, and you're like, I don't care. I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to make it happen anyway. And then you do. And I think that's a very eye-opening moment for you. Perhaps a past version of you would have just heard those other people's words and given up, or been like, oh, well, if they're saying I can't, then maybe I shouldn't. If they're saying it's not a good idea, maybe I shouldn't. And now you're like, well, actually, I don't care if you don't agree or if you don't think I can do it, because I'm going to do it anyway. And I'm going to prove myself right, and I'm going to prove you wrong. Yeah. It's like, I'm thinking of pregnancy again. Maybe there are a few people in this group who are pregnant or who are going to be pregnant soon. Please only take that as a confirmation, like if that's something you are wanting to do. But, you know, it's like if a doctor was like, yeah, you're not going to be able to get pregnant, and you're like, well, I'm going to keep trying anyway, and then you do get pregnant. Or if you got a reading done, or you saw a reading and the reader was saying like, no, you're not going to manifest this, there's something else for you, and you're like, I don't care, I'm going to manifest it anyway, and then you do. So it's you kind of respectfully being like, screw that. I don't care if you think I can't, I'm gonna do it anyway. And kind of realizing the sheer power of your will, and just in general, the power of perseverance. It's like perseverance and consistency is always going to win in the end. And now I'm thinking there's so many stories like this of people who are now famous and successful who were once told like, oh my gosh, like Lady Gaga had, there was like a Facebook group in her college called Stephanie Germanotta, because that's her real name, You Will Never Be Famous. Like, what the fuck? But there's like a literal Facebook group of all these people who agreed that she would never be famous. And look at her now. So it's like going against what people say or going against what people think because you just do not care, because your desire is so much stronger than that. And I think, you know, we were talking about gut feelings. I think deep down in your gut, you just know. And you're like, no, I refuse to accept what you're saying. I refuse to believe that. Like, I'm not going to live in a timeline where I don't make this happen. And I'm putting my foot down and I'm dying on this hill and I'm being stubborn. And I think something about that is very cathartic. I'm even feeling emotional when I say this, because I think so much of spiritual rhetoric, I don't know, spiritual discourse is about like surrendering everything and just like being flexible to whatever the universe does. And you're being like, you want to know what? No. You're being like, I think obstinate is the word, and that's usually used in a bad way if I'm not mistaken. But it feels like a very good thing and a very healing thing in this situation. It's like reclaiming your desire, reclaiming your power, in some way reclaiming an aspect of yourself. You're fighting back. Yeah, I like it. I like it, group number one. You're in a very strong and powerful energy this month and very tapped into your sensitivity. I think your emotions are going to be very intense this month, but if you can enjoy the experience, I mean, I can't tell you what to do, but just know that it's not going to be that way forever. And I don't know, I think being able to experience the heights of emotion that you're able to produce, it's kind of beautiful. But anyway, group number one, I think these are all the messages for you. So I'm going to end your reading here. Thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself. Stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm going to have a link down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, where you can watch over 100 exclusive timeless pick a card readings, just like the ones on my channel. And you can also decide on the topics for future readings. We do 2 new ones every month, so that's going to be linked down below. And my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video, that is an original song. I'll also have my latest release linked down below. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really, really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, to your higher self, to anyone who appeared in this reading, to their higher self, and to your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi, number twos. So if you guys chose the red cat's eye, and a fine prospect. This is going to be your reading all about your month of January 2025. We are going to start by taking a look at some oracle cards to see if we can figure out what the main theme or the main event of your month is. So to start off, we have, this is actually a manifestation of Kuan Yin. So Kuan Yin may be significant to this group. This is the 1,000-armed Kuan Yin, basically an embodiment of her that has many, many arms, as you can see. And maybe you guys are like multi-talented, or you have many things going on at the same time this month. But the phrase on this card is to try out many different ways. So if we put these messages together, a fine prospect, that means things are looking good for you. You know, your future is promising and you're gonna make something work. You're gonna manifest something, but you may have to try out several different ways to make it happen, or be open to many different ways that it could find you. Keep your options open, or have as many ways open as possible for the universe to reach you with this blessing. I'm hearing the phrase where there's a will, there's a way as well. Okay, our astrology card is the 11th house. So this is definitely a very good sign for wish fulfillment. That is one of the meanings of the 11th house, hopes and dreams. We do have some mountains on this card, so It does seem to have a feeling of a wish being fulfilled after some challenges or obstacles, and maybe having to pivot and try different approaches, but it will happen. Your spiritual team wants to confirm this to you. The 11th house can also talk about friendships and your community at large. So whatever you're manifesting here, I definitely don't think this is something that you have to do alone. Or perhaps it's not something that you'll end up doing alone. Like you'll do it through the collaboration of others or cooperation of others. People kind of rallying together to help you bring about this desired outcome. You could be finding the ideal team to carry out a project with, or finding the ideal company for you. This could even be finding the ideal community, like the ideal neighborhood, or just like group of people where you feel supported and feel like you can make your goals a reality. From your numerology card, we have the number 4. So this is like a solid and dependable and reliable energy. The number 4 has a feeling of hard work and determination. Okay, your spiritual team is saying loud and clear. They really, really want you to know that they see your hard work and your hard work is going to pay off. This phrase here, it says one at a time, or one step at a time. And we have these building blocks here. So your spiritual team wants you to know that you are making progress, and they see you making progress one day at a time. I'm also hearing you won't have to give up on everything that you've built. Maybe this is one of those situations where you've already made a lot of efforts, you've already invested a lot, and then in some way, it's like if you don't get the desired outcome, that would have been in vain, all of that effort. And so your spiritual team wants you to know that everything you've built up will not be in vain. Essentially meaning you will get your desired outcome and it will all be worth it in the end. And everything's going to pay off. There's a feeling of you trying many different approaches and seeing what sticks with this 1,000 arms card. And then I feel like the number 4 represents you in January finding that thing that sticks and being like, okay, this approach seems to be working. Let's keep doing that. Literally 444 on the camera timer as I say that. 4 is like a fixed and stable number. So maybe up until now you've been feeling like you're just kind of, isn't there an expression like throwing things at the wall and seeing what sticks? you maybe have felt like you're taking that kind of approach to manifesting or to making this goal a reality and kind of feeling chaotic or like, I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just trying a bunch of different things. And this month, one of those things that you're trying is sticking and you're like, oh my gosh, I found the formula that works. I'm going to keep doing this. I also think that some of you are finding the right people. Like if you like finding the right team or the right company or the right people to surround yourself with. So your people, your peers, your community could be the thing that sticks. You're finding the people like, okay, these are my people. This is a good place to be. I'm going to stay here. I also think you are finding people who follow through with what they say they're going to do. That can be quite disheartening when you're very enthusiastic about a project or a venture and trying to, partner up with people to make it happen, and they just don't match your enthusiasm, or they flake at the last minute, or they're not really carrying their weight. And there's something here about you finding people who are really serious about making a goal a reality, and they're going to show up and work hard, like a collaborator or a team with a good solid work ethic, and they're responsible and they're reliable and they follow through. And you're like, finally, I've found the right conditions to make this goal work. Finally, after trying so many different things. I want to sigh, like I've been working hard. Whew. Okay, let's look at your timing card. We have the number 9. So the 9th of January could be a significant date. We have 4, 9, and 11. So these could be significant dates in the month. The 4th, the 9th, the 11th, or this whole week in general. Like the week between the 4th and the 11th of January could be the most significant time for you. The keywords on this card are spiritual awakening, love, karma, soul mission. That's probably why you haven't given up yet, because this is your soul mission. Wisdom, loyalty, freedom, creativity, and tolerance. Yeah. Something about what you're manifesting here is a part of your deeper spiritual journey, your soul mission, and that's why you've been able to keep going. Like you're being powered by, I want to say you're being powered by something cosmic. Interesting. 9 is a very awake number. It's a very spiritually advanced number. It's also the number of almost being done something, near completion. The hard part is almost over. I'm thinking of the 9 of Wands, which is like you're in the home stretch. You're very close to achieving your goal. You're finding what sticks. That's how it's coming through. You're finding the approach that sticks. You're finding the team that sticks around. You're finding the way to make things work. Why am I shuffling this? I pre-shuffled tea leaf cards, but the fact that I'm shuffling this right now, maybe we need another one. You will receive a gift. Box. Okay, you needed to see that one. These are the ones that I had pre-shuffled. So we have firecracker, excitement. You will receive a gift that you are excited about. You could be doing something outside of the box, and that's exciting. You could be rewarded for doing something outside of the box. You could be rewarded for disrupting. You're like a disrupting force in the industry. You're coming in to shake things up, and you're being rewarded for thinking outside the box. We have Valley, deep personal strength and peace that assure success. Yeah, you have been so powered by divine spiritual energy through this journey. Your higher self has given you the power to remain calm and to remain hopeful in some really hard times. Maybe there's times where you literally ask yourself, like, how am I doing this? How am I continuing to have hope? How have I not given up by now? I don't know. It's like a mystery to you. And it's because your soul is powering you through this. Your soul is at peace because your soul already sees the future where everything worked out. The more you connect to your higher self, the easier this journey will be. I do feel like for many of you, Kuan Yin's presence could be around you. And we have shark, take care or there will be a loss of material wealth. So you're receiving a gift and you're very excited about it, but you have to be careful. I'm hearing don't spend it all in one place. So you're receiving a gift and you have to be careful not to get carried away in your excitement and spend or use that gift all in one place, or be careful that you hold on to the gift and you don't give it away to someone else. Interesting. Make sure you may be, for example, so excited about an opportunity, but you have to remember to negotiate and make sure you're getting a fair payment or getting what you're worth. To not be like, oh, I don't care, I'm just so excited that this is happening. No, like make sure you get what you're owed, make sure you get what you're worth. Make sure you get to keep what is yours. Make sure you get to keep what you have the right to. There's something about you receiving a gift from the universe, but if you're too excited, you might drop it or let it slip away. So kind of, maybe some of you need to hide your excitement so that other parties can't sense it. And you have to stay like cool, calm, and collected to make sure that you can hold on to this gift properly. Very interesting. What are you cooking? Group number 2. We have for significant initials or significant letters, B, S, F, and V. That could be a confirmation for some of you. Also, if you do know your birth chart and you feel called to, maybe checking if there's going to be any transits through your 11th house during January could bring some insights to you. Definitely the moon at some point is going to be going through your 11th house in January. But yeah, 11th house transits could be significant somehow. Or if you look at whatever sign is in your 11th house, those placements could be significant. So for example, I have Pisces, I think. I don't know. I think it depends on the house system you use, but just to make it simple, I have Pisces in my 11th house. So if this is my reading, maybe Pisces placements are going to be significant for me. Yes, so let's get into the specific areas of your life now. We have 1 tarot card and 1 oracle card each for your love life and relationships, career and studies, and spiritual and personal growth. So let's take a look at your cards for love life and relationships. Okay, your tarot card is the Chariot. Beautiful. And your oracle card is Swan, harmony and beauty. That's a lovely card to get in any situation, but for relationships, we love it. We have the Rose, looks romantic. The scales are giving Libra vibes, and as you may know, Libra is the sign of relationships and partnerships and ruled by the planet Venus. So this is looking very nice. Cancer energy is showing up as well. So there could be someone with Libra or Cancer placements who is significant to you. The Swan can indicate reflection and mirroring. So this is giving the feeling of a connection with a soul who mirrors you, or a connection with like-minded people. People you can really relate to and see yourself in. The Chariot, I like it. I like this energy. It represents forward motion and progress. The Major Arcana represents a significant relationship or a relationship that's very important to you. So if we put all of this together, it looks like in the month of January, a relationship that is very important to you is going to be, I want to say finally moving forward. So this could be you and a person of interest moving things to the next level, or making great leaps and bounds in the relationship's progress, especially when it comes to trust and intimacy and commitment to each other. Like you're making great progress in that area. There's definitely a romantic feeling with the rose, like I said, but if you don't resonate with romantic messages, this could definitely be a business partnership as well, especially considering what we've talked about in the previous part of your reading. But there's definitely a very significant relationship that's having a big forward motion when we're moving to the next level of commitment. The Chariot can also talk about public recognition. So a significant relationship in the month of January could also be your relationship to a collective, your relationship to your audience or to the public, thinking about your public image and how you want to present yourself. This blessing that you're receiving in some way is a victory for you. It's a win for you. And that win is going to be recognized on a large scale. And I am hearing larger than what you are used to or what you have experienced before. Kuan Yin is coming through again. Oh my goodness. Because look at this. This says Kuan Yin with 1,000 arms and 1,000 eyes. And look at this in the background. Look at all the eyes. It looks very similar. And Cancer energy is maternal. And Kuan Yin very much has a maternal energy. So that is a very strong message. I would, at the very least, say there is like a deity or a very powerful spirit who has a maternal-like energy, who is protecting your success now and always, I'm hearing. There may be a maternal guide who is protecting a significant connection between you and another person. Because we have these like two birds and this is maybe a guide watching over them. Very interesting. There could also be a message here about a relationship becoming official. So for example, if you resonate with this being romantic and you're entering into like a committed romantic relationship, this is like, okay, you're telling your family, or maybe you're posting about it on social media. The relationship is becoming official. Or if you resonate more with this being business related, then you are publicly announcing your collaboration moving forward. You're making it known. And I think that the response to this new partnership, whether it's romantic or business, the general response is going to be overwhelmingly positive. People are like, yeah, that makes sense. I like these two people together, or I like these two parties together. I think it's like people see that and they think it's going to be a really favorable and harmonious partnership. And there is a sense of other people benefiting from your partnership. So, maybe people are benefiting from whatever you produce together or whatever you do together, or people are benefiting because you are an amazing example of a healthy partnership. It's something like that. This is really, really beautiful. So let's look at your cards for career and studies. For your tarot card, I keep turning them over upside down. For your tarot card, we have the Hermit. For your oracle card, we have Rhinos. Oh, Solitude. So that's giving Hermit. Solitude and ambition. Yeah. Okay. For a lot of you, and I was kind of suspecting this, what you're manifesting here the gift you're receiving, it probably is related to your career because there's a lot of repeating themes here. We have this message of you not giving up. Solitude and ambition feels very much like this message. Deep personal strength and peace that assure success. We have the Hermit. So there's repetition of the number 9, repetition of this feeling of a soul mission, a spiritual journey, a long journey that you often had to go alone. But that was an amazing experience for soul searching and self-discovery. And something is finally, like, I just heard like so close you can almost taste it. And now I'm thinking of Unwritten by Natasha Bedingfield, because she's like, reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it. That's not the key at all. I'm just singing it in a random key. But yeah. Some goal of yours that was once so far in the distance that you even just got used to it being far away. And now suddenly it's so close you can almost taste it. You know, sometimes when you try out many different ways or you try many things to no avail, it's like you can kind of become numb. You just become used to things not working out. And that kind of energy is coming through. You get so used to trying many things to no avail that at this point you're just throwing things and it's like you've already kind of given up on expecting that it's gonna work. You're just like, whatever, it's not gonna work anyway, but here goes nothing. And you may have even, the thing that's gonna stick and the thing that's gonna work out, you may have even forgotten about it. It's like if you applied to 100 jobs and you're like, at this point, I feel like I'm just emailing into the void. Like no one's going to respond anyway. And then you just move on. And then a job that you maybe even forgot you applied to reaches out. And you're like, wait a minute, this actually sounds really good. So it's like something out of the many things you tried is sticking. And it's coming in this moment where you had maybe not given up, but just kind of stopped expecting anything. You got so used to it not being in your reality. You got so used to it being far away. And now you can taste it. Now the offer is right there. Now you're not alone anymore. You're not doing this alone anymore. You're supported. Now your hard work is paying off. I love that the moon in this card is a waxing moon because it means growth. It means growth. It means gaining momentum. And that's what the Chariot's about too. And once something starts to move forward, it can gain momentum very quickly. It can snowball. You could work your butt off for the first 11 months of a year to no avail. And then in the last month, something sticks. And then in that 1 month, you go from 0 to 100. And I think that's how you're going to experience this growth. For some of you, if you've been wanting to embark on a more independent journey in your career or studies, like do something self-started, self-studied, or self-employed, this is definitely a good sign for that as well. Okay, and then finally we have your cards for spiritual and personal growth. So, did I do it again? Yup. Wait, wasn't I talking about this card? The 9 of Wands. Yes. This was giving me 9 of Wands vibes. Like, you're so close to achieving your goal. You're in the home stretch. Like, you just gotta give one last push and it's all gonna pay off and it's all gonna be worth it. That's the 9 of Wands. So, literally, that's the personal growth you're experiencing, is knowing. And group number 1 had a similar message. It was like, recognizing the power of your own perseverance, recognizing that your willpower is like one of the strongest forces to be reckoned with on this earth. And if you want to make something happen, you're going to make it happen. Because you have the power of your soul with you. You have the power of your spiritual team with you. And that's stronger than any physical obstacle at the end of the day. It's like your faith moving mountains kind of vibe. And there's a lot going on unconsciously. Because I'm thinking about manifestation. You know, we manifest through what we subconsciously believe. So I feel like even if consciously you were saying things like, oh, what's the point? It's not going to work anyway. I feel like deep down in your subconscious, deep down in your soul, like you knew it was going to work. You knew it was going to come through. Otherwise, you wouldn't have been trying. So even if your conscious mind was telling this story about how impossible it is and how far away it is, something in your soul kept you going and kept you showing up and kept you calm throughout the whole thing. And that's the place from which you're manifesting at the end of the day. I really like this image too of the plant growing out of the rocks. This is not necessarily what we might consider fertile soil. And I think it just really shows resilience. And like when you want something to happen, you're going to make it happen regardless of the circumstances. And that's like a testament to your strength and your power. It's really beautiful. And even Nine of Wands can have that meaning of not giving up how far you've come, not giving up on what you've built. And we got that message with these building blocks. Like you will not have to lose everything you've built so far. You won't have to, throw it away. You don't have to start from scratch. All of your past efforts are going to pay off. And your oracle card is the swallow. I love swallows. They're so cute. With rebirth and hope. This is what you're so close to. I'm excited for this group. I'm excited for... I love a good breakthrough moment. I love when a seemingly stagnant situation just suddenly turns around and starts gaining momentum. Something that had been stuck for months, maybe even for years. It's like just going through a growth spurt, an immense growth spurt. Yeah, I mean, that's really it. I don't have much else to add. It's just like a beautiful breakthrough, a restoration of hope and recognition for how far you've come. It's beautiful. I'm excited for my group number 2s. I might have forgotten to mention, because we mentioned Cancer energy. The Hermit is Virgo energy. And then the Nine of Wands is Sagittarius, more specifically the moon in Sagittarius. So that could be confirmation for some of you, like if you or a significant person has those placements. But I think that those are all of the messages for my group number 2s. So I'm going to end the reading here. Thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm gonna have linked down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, where you can watch tons of timeless, exclusive pick a card readings, just like the ones on my channel. And we have over 100 now, and 2 new ones every month. And you can decide the topics for the new ones. So I'll have that linked down below. And my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video. That is an original song. I'll also have my latest release linked down below. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, your higher self, to anyone who appeared in this reading, to their higher self, and to your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye. Hi number threes. So if you guys chose the pink Lemurian quartz and the sophisticated life, this is going to be your reading all about your month of January 2025. So we're going to start by taking a look at some oracle cards to see if we can figure out the main theme or the main event for you this month. Okay, your first card says you are going through a period of sudden growth. There is like a common thread through all of the groups today because we were talking about sudden growth in group number 2's reading as well. And then like group number 2 also had some similar themes to group number 1. Maybe there's a lot of people who are watching multiple groups today and like the same message is following them through the groups, or maybe as a collective we're kind of all going through this, but that's really interesting. So you also have this message of going through sudden, like a growth spurt is how I want to say it. And you have one of the 4 heavenly kings. So there's 4 heavenly kings in Buddhism who protect from negative energy. And this king protects the south direction. So something about south or a southern place could be significant for you. In the birth chart wheel, the southern point of the sky is where the midheaven is. That's your career and your public image. So maybe something in that area of your life is being protected, or negative energy is being warded off there. If I put the 2 of these together, when I think of a sophisticated life, it kind of feels like you are leveling up your lifestyle, whatever that means for you. Maybe that means living a more simplistic and minimalistic life. Maybe that means having more peace, having more freedom. Maybe it means like living a luxurious life and enjoying the finer things in life, living a wealthy life. And maybe that's something you feel called to do. Like when you think about living the sophisticated life, or when you think about living the good life. I just saw 222. What does that mean for you? Because your spiritual team wants you to know that your dream lifestyle, like your dream daily life, your aspirational life is totally possible. And you may suddenly be propelled into that because of a period of exponential growth that you're going through in January. Just thinking of that message about you, like your public image and your career being protected. There could be something about you being protected from, like you're protected from the evil eye, or you're protected from jealous or envious energies. Like you don't have to worry about that. Your personal information and your privacy is going to be protected as well. I'm hearing things like that. You need to know that you are safe. Okay, we have Leo. This is giving main character energy. I love this energy group number 3. It's like you are cultivating your dream lifestyle in which you are the main character. You're growing and you're shining because Leo is the sun. Leo is the star of the show. We had that message about the midheaven. So some of you could be gaining more visibility if that's something you want. You could be getting the part. That's for my actors, right? Getting the part, getting the role, passing an audition. That doesn't have to be just actors, right? You could be a dancer, you could be a model, you could be a musician. I just heard you're getting the part. You could be performing something or launching something to the world this month, and that's gaining recognition. You could be growing a following or just having more eyes on what you're doing. There's definitely something about you being the star and you gaining visibility and being celebrated in your social circles. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. I saw 222 already in your reading, and now in your numerology card, we have the number 2. So I would be on the lookout for repeating 2s this month. This could also be a sign that January 2nd or January 22nd is going to be a very important date for you. The keyword on this card is supporter, And it says, when you heal yourself, you heal others around you too. And I really like this message because it does seem like the theme we have going on so far is that it's all about you this month. You are curating your dream life. You are taking care of yourself. You are making yourself the main character and the most important person in your life. And this is a part of your healing. Putting yourself first and affirming to yourself that you deserve to live your dream lifestyle and that you will not and don't have to settle for less, that is something that's going to be hugely healing for you. And this card affirms that healing yourself in that way is going to be healing for others. Also, something that is coming through is you need to remember this month that you cannot control how people perceive you. You can try, but at the end of the day, you cannot control if everybody likes you or what everybody thinks of you. And, you know, it's one thing to try to be a good person and try to do good in the world, but if you go in trying to control how everybody sees you or trying to make everybody happy, you are going to, first of all, it's futile. You're not going to succeed because nobody can do that. And it will cause unnecessary stress for you because I see kind of two crowds perceiving you as you are living your dream life. There's one crowd who is like, oh my gosh, that's so inspiring. You inspire me to make better choices for myself. You inspire me to take care of myself. These are people who've already given themselves permission to put themselves first. So when they see you, it's aspirational. You help them do the same for themselves. You show them that they can do it too. There's another crowd who may be not ready to give themselves that permission, and so they feel triggered or uncomfortable to see another person unapologetically putting themselves first and caring for themselves. Like something about that is triggering because they maybe don't feel yet that they can do that for themselves. And that's why you need to know, like, it's not your responsibility to control how everybody perceives you or to make everybody understand your message or to make everybody understand you. You can't do that. You just have to trust that the people who will resonate with you and understand you and benefit from what you're doing will find you. And those are who we do it for, and those are who we care about. Interesting. For your timing card, we have June. Okay, so obviously this is not a June reading, but somebody born in June could be significant. Something you started last June could be paying off in January, or something you start now in January could be paying off next June. And we have the sign of Gemini here, so Gemini placements could be significant. And we have the keywords spontaneous, playful, duality, quick-witted, and life of the party. I don't even think I said this yet, but a Leo person or someone with Leo placements could be significant as well. We have Gemini and Leo coming through. June, July, August. If you're in the Northern Hemisphere, that's the summer season. Something about the summer is significant. Like I said, something you started in the summertime is like finally paying off, or you're making moves now that are going to come to fruition in the summer, planning things for the summer. Maybe like spiritually, you're in a summer season of your life, meaning like you're thriving, you're growing. And that something about the South too. I'm just thinking about like in the summer, the sun spends a lot of time at the top of the sky, like in the South. I don't know. Let me know if you know why summer is significant or like why that's coming up. I'm also thinking of June bugs because of June here. Okay. I'm gonna shuffle another tea leaf card because I did that for group number 2 as well. Ooh, we have harp with great happiness. Your pre-shuffled cards are funnel, period of frustration, lessons to be learned. Okay, I feel like there's frustration because there's a lot of blessings coming your way and you're going to learn that you can't say yes to all of them because like they won't all fit through this funnel. You may go through a period of receiving a lot of blessings, saying yes to them all, and then getting overwhelmed or frustrated or even burnt out. And then having to like realizing that you have to be more selective. Like you don't, this could also be frustration because there's so many things you're passionate about and you have to come to terms with the fact that you simply do not have time to do it all. Like that's just a reality of life. And that can be frustrating. But moving forward, you have to make peace with the fact that you can't do it all, at least not at the same time. And you can't say yes to everything. And honestly, it's a good problem to have. Like, oh my gosh, I have so many passions. I don't know what to do with all of them. I have so many offers coming my way. Like, that's a good problem to have. It's better than not being passionate about anything. It's better than having nothing to fill your time. It's a good problem to have. You can be more picky. You can be more selective about what you accept and what you engage with. And that sort of gives you an upper hand in some way, I'm hearing. It puts a ball in your court. Like, you can't say yes to everything, but also I don't have to say yes to everything because if I say no to this, there's a bunch of other things that want me kind of vibes. We have dagger, fear, worries, tense situations. This is giving FOMO vibes. I think there's just really a part of you, and that is giving such Gemini energy. I wonder if you guys have Gemini placements. It feels like there's a part of you that wants to do all the things all the time at once. Like I want to read all the books. I want to learn all the languages. I want to visit all the countries. I want to play all the instruments. Like I want to do all my business ventures. And part of it is, yes, being passionate about everything. I also think a part of it is FOMO, like a fear of missing out. I'm afraid if I don't put my eggs in a bunch of different baskets that I'm gonna miss something. So we have to get over that fear because again, you cannot put your eggs in every basket. We're gonna narrow down the baskets this month. And you have to trust that whatever you choose is the right decision for you and not worry about, wait, but what if that basket was a good one and I didn't put any eggs there? I'm gonna regret it. What if I miss something really cool or fun? Or what if I miss an opportunity? You simply cannot go through life thinking that way because there's no end to it. At some point you have to say, like, I chose what I chose. I'm gonna commit to this and I'm gonna make it work. We also have older man. Dealings or relationship with an older man. So, I mean, that can be taken very literally. You could be entering into a relationship with an older man. You could be receiving like wise advice. This, I don't know, something about this kind of looks like an old wise man from a father figure, a grandfather figure, a male authority figure, a mentor could be giving you some wise advice. Maybe you're the older man. Okay, so that concludes the general energies. So we're gonna get into these specific areas of your life now. I have one tarot card and one oracle card each for love life and relationships, career and studies, and spiritual and personal growth. So, okay. We're going to take a look at your love life and relationships, but there's just a very strong message that came through as well about pacing yourself. Group number 3, you might have a problem with like getting too excited and trying to do too much at once and then burning yourself out. because I just had the sensation of someone like using up too much energy in the early stages of something, and then they didn't save any energy for the rest of the journey. Pace yourself. Pick a few things to give your energy to, and then spread out your energy. Like, don't use it all at the same time. I don't know, somebody needs to hear that. Anyway, back to love life and relationships. For your tarot card, we have the Two of Wands. For your oracle card, we have communication. Okay, this is you and someone you care about. You both care about each other, but you're both feeling a bit frustrated or like mildly annoyed with each other. It's not like you're mad at each other, and it's not that you don't like each other. This is actually a very positive relationship, but there's some undercurrents of mild annoyance or frustration between the two of you. But it's mostly based on miscommunication or a lack of communication. You're making assumptions about each other that make you annoyed, if that makes sense. So you think you're annoyed at that person, but really you're annoyed at your own assumption, or you're annoyed at your own projection. And if you talk things out with this person and realize what their true intentions are in this relationship and what their true expectations are in this relationship, it's like, oh, that clears a lot of things up and the frustration will dissipate. I'm trying to think of an example, but it would be like if there's a misunderstanding between two coworkers and you're like, oh my gosh, like my coworker's not gonna help me. Like they expect me to do all of this by myself. And it's just because you... Okay. I have an example. It's like if you and a coworker share equal responsibility to finish a project, and then your coworker says, oh, I'm not coming into work this week. And you're like, oh, great. Like, thanks. You're leaving this to do all by myself. Ugh, like, and you like them, but you're just like annoyed at them, you know? But then through more clear communication, you realize like, I said I'm not coming in, but I'm still working. I'm just working from home. And then it's like, oh, you didn't expect me to do this all by myself. So I guess be careful about, if you feel annoyed or frustrated at anyone, it might be based on some assumption you're making about them, or you misunderstood what they were saying, or they didn't clarify it well enough and they gave you the wrong idea. So I would proceed with caution when it comes to your feelings of frustration. I would clarify before you call anyone out, because if you call them out, you might look silly because it's like, that's not, what do you mean? I never said that. That's not what I meant. So it's better to just assume positive intentions from people this month. And if you start to feel frustrated at someone, I think it's good to be like, okay, well, maybe I didn't understand what they meant, and just clarify. Then if you clarify what they really meant and it's annoying, then you can be annoyed. So I don't know, maybe this is like a month where we're highly strung, or our temper is like running a bit higher than usual. We're more irritable or more prone to jumping to conclusions. Because this is Mars energy. So I actually want to see, what is Mars doing in January? Mars is retrograde. And it's going to be retrograde in Leo at the beginning, like in the first week-ish of the month. And then it's retrograding into Cancer. So yeah, I feel like Mars retrograde can bring about some frustrating misunderstandings or some butting heads in your relationships. And there just needs to be a bit more communication than usual. I'm also thinking of a parrot, how parrots just repeat what you said. This may be a month where you really want to clarify things multiple times. So if someone's giving you instructions, like repeat those instructions back to them. Be like, so just so we're clear, this is what you're asking me to do. I'm gonna do XYZ. Is that correct? Okay. Or like if you're giving someone instructions, maybe have them repeat it back to you. Like repeat what I just said so I can make sure you understand what I'm asking you to do kind of vibes. Like don't make any assumptions and communicate really clearly. That's your advice for relationships. And this could be like with one specific person, or it could be just in your relationships in general. Okay, so let's look at your cards for career and studies. For your tarot card, we have the Page of Swords. For your oracle card, we have Snake, transmutation of emotions. And 2025 actually is the year of the snake. Why does that make me think like this is your year? Well, because we had the message of growth. We had you shining and being the main character. We had the messages about your midheaven. When it comes to your career and your recognition and your reputation, this is your year. And you are going to succeed and stand out from the rest for this reason. There's something about how you handle criticism or how you handle bad news or just like feedback that is kind of hard to hear. Because the Page of Swords represents just that. It represents truths that are hard to swallow. And you can even see on this card, the page is closing his eyes. And it kind of feels like I don't want to look at that. I don't want to hear that. A lot of people shield themselves from what is hard to hear. But you are like this alchemist and you see the elixir. You see the magic in it. You see how you can transmute it. You know, for some reason, I'm thinking about an artist who put out an album and then everybody shit on it. And then like they take that criticism and they go back to the lab and they come back with something even better. And like, what do you think about this? And then everybody's like blown away. They took that criticism that was hard to hear and they transmuted it into something even better. Whereas, you know, they could have just been like, well, I don't like the way people are wording that. They're being mean. My feelings are hurt, and just like ignored it. So I don't know, like you're taking a hit in some way. You're swallowing your pride and you're taking some information that is hard to hear. You could be getting a reality check about your career journey or your progress or your craft. And instead of shying away from it because instead of shying away from it because your pride is hurt, you're taking that and turning it into golden results. And it's something that not a lot of people are willing to do. You don't fear your emotions. If you don't fear your emotions, you don't fear anything. Because why do people fear criticism? Because they don't like the emotion that it gives them. Why do people fear rejection? Because they don't like the emotion. The fear is really of the emotion. So if you are not afraid of your own disappointment, if you are not afraid of your own embarrassment, if you are not afraid of your own sadness or whatever it is, then you are invincible. You're not shying away from those emotions on your journey. You're using them as fuel. You're transmuting them and letting them propel you to greater success. You see the potential in those emotions. You're like, yeah, I can work with this. I can take these emotions and channel it into something. And it's just coming through like a lot of people can't do that. And a lot of people run away, or a lot of people close their eyes, and then they actually impede their own growth. They impede their own path to success because it's like too overwhelming for them. Like this, I think your career journey or your journey to success, it's not for everybody. You're one of the few who can do it. You're one of the few who can alchemize the challenges and the struggle. And you are not afraid of your own emotions. And that makes you really, really freaking powerful. It also makes it that people cannot take advantage of you or manipulate you. This is your year. You're doing something big, and it's like a comeback moment. You know, thinking back to that example of the artist who comes back with a new album. You are making a comeback. You were undefeated. You didn't shy away from what you needed to learn or how you needed to improve. Ooh, what a badass energy. No one can touch you. When you become the transmuter of your own emotions, no one can touch you. That's why your success is protected. Okay, so let's look at your cards for spiritual and personal growth. We have the Devil. And we have Dolphin, find the best in myself. Wow, I feel like that ties in so nicely with this previous message, because the Devil is like, well, it can be a lot of things, but I feel like in this context, this is you overcoming that voice that tells you you're not good enough and committing to finding the best in yourself. You know, we were just talking about transmutation and looking at these. I'm thinking of like how diamonds are made under pressure. So you're not afraid of the pressure because you know it's going to turn you into a diamond. And also, you're able to listen to truths that are hard to hear without taking it as a criticism of you, or without taking it personally, or without beating yourself up. Saying like, okay, this is my weakness. Okay, I need to work on this. Okay, I can improve this. Okay, I'm not very good at that. Like, you can say those things about yourself and still love yourself and still think you're amazing. Sometimes we get carried away and start to think like, oh, I have this weakness. I'm terrible. I'm not good enough. I can't do this. And you don't have that. Like, it's because you love yourself that you see yourself objectively, because you recognize that seeing yourself objectively, flaws and all, is the only way you can change and grow and improve. And giving yourself opportunities to change and grow and improve is such a high form of self-love for you. You're not subscribing to a version of self-love that is spiritual bypassing, or that is toxic positivity, or that is like, I shit rainbows and like, I'm sorry, that's so gross. And like, I'm the most gorgeous ethereal goddess and there's nothing wrong with me and I'm perfect. Like, you're not subscribing to that kind of self-love. I think the way you love yourself is to view yourself with objectivity and neutrality, and like recognize like, yeah, I have strengths and I have weaknesses too. And if I recognize my weaknesses instead of running from them or being ashamed of them, then I can improve them and I can grow. And giving myself that chance to grow is how I feel most loved by myself. This is so beautiful. And I also think there's a part of you that's recognizing how there's some things in society that are designed to make us feel shitty about ourselves. And there are even some industries that would benefit from us feeling shitty about ourselves. And so to love yourself, especially to love yourself with your flaws and with your weaknesses, it's quite badass, actually. It's quite an act of rebellion in this society to say, because I feel like there's kind of these two extremes. Like there's the society that says you're not good enough, you're worthless, like trying to make you feel bad about yourself. And then the counter movement to that is like, no, I'm beautiful in every way and I'm perfect. And I feel like you're finding this place in the middle that feels authentic to you, that is like, I know that I'm beautiful and worthy of love. And I also know that I have some things to work on, and I'm not gonna run away from those, and I'm gonna work on them. And then nobody can manipulate you from any direction. Like you have total control over your self-perception and your self-esteem and your journey to success and fulfillment. And I'm such a broken record. I've probably said badass about you like 5 times throughout this reading, but this is really badass energy. This is real self-mastery. This is real self-love. And I don't know why this is coming through so much. Maybe some of you in this group have been kind of like frustrated by the performative, flowery self-love aesthetic that is just really like spiritual bypassing. But you're developing a way of loving yourself that feels authentic and that feels really empowering. And I love that for you. Like I could cry sitting with this energy. It feels so good. Group number 3. I'm so happy for you. Yeah. So I think that is everything for your messages. So, last thing, Capricorn. Well, makes sense because most of January is Capricorn season, but someone with Capricorn placements could be significant, or an air sign with Capricorn placement somewhere. That could also be a thing. But yeah, I think these are all the messages for you now, for real this time. So thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm gonna have linked down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, where you can watch over 100 exclusive, timeless pick a card readings, just like the ones on my channel. And we also have 2 new ones every month, and you can decide the topic for those. So I'm gonna have my Patreon link down below and my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video. That is an original song. I'll also have my latest release linked down below. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, to your higher self, to anyone who appeared in this reading, to their higher self, and to your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye!